Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 11 May 2023. Coming to you this evening with a knife sale. How about that? It's Thursday night at 9 o'clock. I am physically, at the time you're watching this video, if you're watching it live on sale night, I'm physically in East Tennessee. This video was shot from the shop about a week ago. So I'll apologize in advance for any timing and communication errors. Let's see. All knives purchased this evening that are not being sharpened will ship on Monday the 15th because I'm not home to mail them tomorrow. Sharpened knives will ship in about 3 weeks, because there will be no Friday sharpening this week. So I hope at this point in the week I'm enjoying my vacation, but I can't see into the future from the time whence I record. Anyway, let's see. A little bit of housekeeping before we jump into it. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. Then I will reprint them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description, you'll see 3 links to previous videos on the channel. The first, a primer for buyers. That is a valuable piece of video to watch if you're new to this weekly sales event. It explains the whys and wherefores of why the terms of the sale are how they are and how we do things. So it'll make your purchase experience much smoother if you've watched that. The second link is pertinent to those of you who would like to consign knives on this weekly sale. It's called an FAQs for Consignors video. So watch that if you're interested in moving some of your collection along on this weekly sale. And then the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So in that video description, which is very important, you will see those 3 links, then the terms of the sale, then at the bottom the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In the pricing column, you'll generally see 2 numbers. The first is the price of the knife as shown in the video. The second is the price of your knife as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. And if you buy one to be sharpened, again, expect it to ship in about 3 weeks. If you see the word sold in lieu of pricing, in that far right column, that knife has been bought and paid for by its new owner. No need to send an inquiry of any kind about anything marked sold. I think that is about it for housekeeping. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and then we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? Okay, first off, before I show you any knives, an extra bit of housekeeping. If you are looking to purchase one of the leftover knives from last week's sale, they will not show up in the video. However, they will be priced in the description, and I will link that last week's sale video in the description of this one so you can go back and grab the segment from last week on those leftovers, okay? So let's get right to the fresh stuff for this week. First up, we have a classic of classics from a bygone era. It comes in a battle-worn box with no identification except handwritten cold steel black bear classic. Guys, this is an OG cold steel right here. You see that beautiful handle. You see a beautifully made leather sheath. with a pouch and a stone. Has it ever been used? I don't know. Oh, I can't get it out with the cross strap. There we go. Barely used. Sorry for that rough edit. I was having trouble getting the pouch closed. Anyway, let's extricate this beauty, shall we? Oh my. This is the Black Bear Classic, and I'll do my best to get the camera to pick up the etch, but it says Black Bear Classic OS 8A stainless, made in Japan. And the Black Bear Classic is a clip point, double hollow, sharpened on the main cutting edge and the full length of the top. 8 1/4 inch blade, 5 1/8 inch handle, sub-hilt design, black canvas, or I'm sorry, black linen micarta, beautifully hafted. A superbly made knife. I'm going to call this near mint in box. Long obsolete Japanese production Black Bear Classic. Sold listings on eBay and Arizona. Custom knives running between $375 and $400 for this model. We're selling this one at $245, shipped priority mail in that odd old box. Okay, $245 like it is. If you want me to sharpen, I'll do it for 40 bucks, but guys, I really would suggest leaving this one alone. I really would. That is the Cold Steel Black Bear Classic, Japan. Well, that was a classic of classics from Cold Steel. Next, we have, I think, an equally iconic knife from SOG. Comes again in a box that is not pristine. The knife inside is the S5 Tigershark. Here we go. Kydex sheath. Removable dangle. Cross strap with snap, but you don't need it. The Kydex retention is excellent, as you can see. I had to take it off camera just to extricate it without knocking the camera over. So the knife is the S5 Tigershark. And again, we are going old school, boys. Seki, Japan. These were produced in 1995-96-ish. SK5 steel. Kind of a gray powder coat. I'm not sure what material that would have been. It is a sexy combo edge Bowie. An overmolded craton handle. 8 3/4 inches of SK5 steel. 5 3/16 inch handle. It is near mint to like new in box. With that sheath, they're discontinued. They're out of stock. I found one sold listing on eBay for this exact model. It did $427. $427 for a true piece of SOG history. This one, though, way less than that. Let's do $245 like it is. $280 with an Apostle-P edge. That's the Coll, or the SOG S5 Tigershark Seki production. So yeah, $245 like it is, $280 with an Apostle-P edge. Let me put that thing back before I hurt it. And next up, we've got maybe a more special SOG than that last one. This one comes in the old white box, and this is important to SOG collectors. Lynnwood, Washington. Okay. Here is the knife. This is the SOG SSD 89 Scuba / demo. So a knife designed for underwater demolition teams. You got a beautifully made black sheath, stone and pouch. So here's the history on the Scuba demo. SOG made 39 of these in a special run for special people. And then a few years later, they produced this model, which frankly in its construction wouldn't do very well for underwater duty, but it's a superbly made knife. And here you go, guys. Here you go. A very interesting spear point blade. Big flat across the middle. Sharpened teeth, sort of, on the spine. OS 8A steel, 7 inches of blade, and did not actually classify as a dagger because this area in front of the saw teeth not sharpened. Okay, so it did solve some legality issues there while still being a great piercer. So brass garden pommel, stacked leather handle with white spacers, typical pommel nut construction. These are very, very rare. There's your Scuba demo engraving, as well as the Seki Japan. It is a stunner. It's a stunner. How about a Vehement Knives version of this knife, huh? That'd be good. Oh, so this is very near mint. A true grail SOG. Discontinued, not a stock for a long time. Sold listings on eBay and Arizona Custom Knives, running between $500 and $650 for these. Your price for this one, $395 like it is, $430 if you want me to sharpen it. But guys, this is probably not a knife you want to sharpen and use. Might be a little valuable. That's the SOG D89 Scuba Demo. Put it away carefully, carefully. Okay, next up. This is a very cool Spyderco I've never seen one of, and it's kind of a current Spyderco. Here's your box. It is the Pattadese plain edge, made in Maniago. Here we go. What a sexy little thing that is. So you're looking at some nicely crowned and blasted black G10 handle scales. Tip up, ambidextrous deep carry wire clip. And look at that sexy thing. Stainless steel liner lock, beautifully finished. There is your Maniago etch. And there's Spyderco on this side. M390 is your blade steel. So 3 3/16 inches of skinny distal taper ground M390. Stainless steel liner lock mechanism. Locks up thusly. I think it's just an opening hole and some phosphor bronze washers. Nice strong detent. Let's see. Yeah, it flicks just fine. Lockup is rock solid. Centering is very close. It might tighten the pivot to center that up just a little bit, but very close. Favors the left slightly. Condition near mint to like new in box. Current MAP pricing, web retail for these is $213. I don't think they're a big seller, although they're a really cool Spyderco. Let's do this one at $125 like it is $150 with an ApostleP Edge. The Spyderco Pattadese. Next up, that's another one from Spyderco. And not just Spyderco, but Golden, Colorado, USA Earth. It is a military with dark blue G10, which is really Burple, and an S110V blade. This one, rocking a titanium deep carry clip with kind of a bronzy purpley ano, which looks really good. Been in the pocket a little bit. Clip shows a little bit of wear. There's your big old 4-inch milli blade. S110V. It locks up thusly, which is exactly where you want it. Nice and smooth. Centering is down the middle. Had a little pocket time, but not really any appreciable edge wear. So we'll say near mint in box. There is one thing I wanted to tell you. When I look at the centering, at first glance, it appears to be very nicely centered. But there's a little funkiness in the grind. It appears to kind of go right at the tip. Not that you really should worry about that on this knife, but just saying. It's slight, but it does catch the eye if you see it just right. Let's see. These are currently available in dealer inventories for $266. Spyderco minimum advertised web price. This one, $165 like it is, $195 with an apostrophe edge. That is the Spyderco Military Burple S110. Next up, we have a Spyderco of legend. Haven't made one of these in many a year. Here's the box. It is the B01P Spyderfly. This is not a trainer. This is not something like a Barlow. This is a Spyderco butterfly knife. So blasted stainless steel handles, a beautiful latch mechanism that stays out of the way with a spring. How about that? Very, very nice. Very minimal play. And look at that blade. VG10. It is a stylized spear point. Kind of a bayonet grind, right? Not sharpened on the top edge. Little recurve, nice belly. 4 3/16 inches of VG10 blade, 5 5/8 of handle. And the clip is wire, and it goes in all 4 positions. I will not flip it because I'm not a balisong flipper. But I think that is a chunky piece of Spyderco history. It is near mint in box, perhaps like new. It was purchased new by my consignor in 2004. They are, of course, long discontinued, not a stock. Arizona Custom Knives, prices ranging between $450 and $495. This one, $330 like it is, $355 with an apostrophe edge. The Spyderco B01P Spyderfly. Next up, it's pen time. From Matthew Martin, we have the Model 500 twist cap pen. Comes in a plastic tube. There's a bunch of extra O-rings inside in a little baggie, by the way. You'll see why. Here's the pen. 5 3/16 overall length in this configuration, but if you take off the cap and screw it onto the tail, its length when assembled thusly is 5 13/16. We have a copper barrel with some stainless steel accents and a carbon fiber tube in the middle, and then your grip can be custom tailored with the O-rings. There are 3 installed now, and I think you got room for a bunch more if you wanted them. This consignor kind of liked the naked feel at the fingertips. This is running a Fisher Space Pen medium black refill. It is near mint in tube, just a little patina on the copper from being handled. Price of these brand new, web retail is $65. I'm sorry, is $150. $150. Read the wrong line. Your price for this one, $120 shipped priority mail. That's the Matthew Martin Model 500 twist cap pen. Let's put the cap back on, shall we? There we go. Next up, got one from Olight. It is the Olight Baton 3 Premium Edition. So it comes in a really cool case and charger setup. So yeah, this is the charger base. USB cable charging. Little flip top box, and your Baton 3 is inside. I guess this one is fresh in the box, has never even been charged yet, but it works because it's like new in the box. Let's see, 2.5 inches in overall length, 9/16 in diameter. Hard anodized orange, aluminum barrel. Pocket clip goes both ways. Let's see, these are $65 web retail for the premium package, right? Let's do this one like new in box at $50. 1,200 lumens, $50. No need to sharpen. That is the Olight Baton 3 Premium Edition in orange. I'll even charge it up for you before I ship it. How's that? Next up, you traditional slip joint guys. I bet you don't have one of these. And it's a really cool piece. This is a Taylor's Premier Collection Eyewitness Barlow. Comes in that box. And check out this little knife, guys. This is not an antique, but 100 years ago, that's what a bolster looked like on many, many Barlows. File-worked back spring, sheep's horn covers, 3 7/16 inches of closed length, a single clip point blade in Sheffield stainless. That's all they tell us about it. Gorgeous little blade on a half stop, pull weight 7.5, maybe an 8. Walk and talk, stunning. Centering on this one is dead. Condition absolutely new in box, made in Sheffield, England. They're out of stock. When they were available, web prices were $138. This one we're letting go for $110, like it is, $130 with an ApostleP edge. The Taylor's Eyewitness Premier Collection Barlow. Really cool knife. There is slip joint life outside Titusville, Pennsylvania. Next up, ooh, we got another Spyderco, boys. Pretty cool one too. So, oh, it's that kind of Spyderco. And inside comes a Swayback, but not just any Swayback. This one came from Urban EDC Supply. This is their Seigaiha pattern anodized into the show side of the titanium handle. Other than that, it's a Swayback, right? So you got a CTS XHP blade from Taichung, hollow ground, tumble polished almost. Love that stonewash from Taichung. Blade length is 3 5/8. The handle is 4 3/4. Titanium frame lock awesomeness. This is a steel inserted Swayback. Tip up ambidextrous polished Spyderco clip. There's your lock engagement. Nice and free and smooth blade. Centering is very close to perfect, if not perfect. Okay. Condition on this knife, like new in the box. Map pricing for the Swayback, and I don't know because they're not in stock, how much Urban EDC charged for that special Anno pattern, but they're $313 for just a plain one at any web retailer. You can buy this one $220. $220 like it is, $245 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That is the Spyderco Swayback Urban EDC Seigaiha. Next up, I got a set of Para 3 scales only. They're going to come in this Ziploc baggie, and it's that kind of a gray-green. And these scales would have been made for the K390 Para 3, if that gives you an idea of the color. I think the camera is actually pretty accurate on the color representation. You know, not a forest green, not an OD, kind of a gray green. And they've obviously been installed, but they don't appear to be nicked up at all. So we'll say, you know, like new, in baggy. And you can buy those if you want to change the jacket on your pair of 3 for 25 bucks, shipped priority mail. And that's in your inventory as green G10 scales for pair of 3. Next up, a beautiful little knife from Osprey Knife and Tool. This is the Tusk. A lot of fiddleback design language. Okay. A neat little EDC fixed blade. Kind of a 3-finger knife, and your pinky kind of hangs off on the horn, and you got a little lanyard for stability and a titanium bead. And I never can tell my colors in matte finished canvas, because you never know what they're going to look like when they get a little oily. But anyway, it's either OD or natural. And then you got some nice thickish blue liners, some rustic flats, a nice satin saber grind. CPM 154 is your blade, 2 3/8 is your blade length, 3 5/8 handle, and very nice in the hand for a short handle knife. No sheath came with these, and no packaging. So it's like new, no box. They're out of stock, and I think the premier retailer for these is Fiddleback Outpost. They're out of stock. When they were available there, they were $250. We're going to do this one at $195, like it is. $220 with my edge, and nice thin, probably 3/32 blade stock, I think. Yeah, it is. And a tapered tang, if you didn't notice. So a very, very nicely made piece. $195 like it is, $220 with an ApostleP edge. The Osprey Knife and Tool Tusk. Next up, this is such a cool knife, guys. I mean, it's such a cool knife. The only packaging you get is a cloth baggie from the Fiddleback Outpost, which I assume is where this knife was purchased. And first, let's just look at the sheath. That is a very nice piece of leather work. You have a retainer for a fire steel. You have a pouch and a stone. And you got multi-convertible carry options for this, but it's pretty much set up to do a horizontal carry. Now, as it came to me, the lanyard was kind of retained underneath the 2 straps to keep it from flopping. Inside is this knife from Freeman Outdoor Gear. Okay, here we go. So that's a hunk, and they call this the model 451 Skinner 4.25 inch. The blade is 154 cm, nicely stonewashed. Nice fuller, little harpoon, saber ground pretty low. It is a wedgie knife, and the factory edge from Freeman is kind of good. I'm going to give you a sharpened price, but don't feel compelled. The blade length is 4 1/8. I measure it at, back to the beginning of the handle. And the handle scales, guys, check them out. That is beautifully checkered or milled, kind of little raised diamonds, and it's Cocobolo. Oh, it is sweet. Then you got a little lanyard tied on. That 5 1/4 inch handle just falls into the hand beautifully. I mean, it's really nicely done. A little forward finger choil, if you so desire. Price of these new, web pricing is $300. This is like new, no box, just the fiddleback baggie. Let's do $245 like it is. $270 if you'd like it, with an ApostleP edge. The Freeman Outdoor Gear, model 451 Skinner, 4 1/4. Next up, oh guys, what a beauty. From Bark River Knives, Escanaba, Michigan, USA. we got us a Bravo 1.25 LT in CPM 3V. Oh, guys. So you get your standard military configured veg tan leather sheath. Oh, guys. First production run of the 125 LT Bravo in 3V. Ooh. And man, if it's not my favorite handle material for Bark River, it's close. Ivory micarta, mosaic pins, red liners. So you got 4 7/8 inches of drop point awesomeness, and you got 4 7/8 of Stewart Loveless Coke bottle awesomeness in the handle. The condition, yeah, I don't know, there might be a little 3V patina started in spots, but very near mint. Very near mint. You might call it like new. Out of stock at DLT Trading, which this might have been an exclusive for Jason, if I remember correctly. This knife sold new, web retail, at $260. We're going to do $220 like it is, $245 if you want it with a screaming ApostleP edge. That's the Bark River Bravo 1.25 LT 3V. Next up, another knife with fiddleback roots. Okay, so it just comes in a poly bag with a sleeve for the blade. It is from AA Forge, and this is the XL Camper. So it looks a lot like a fiddleback forge knife, doesn't it? You get your rustic flats, kind of a coarse grinder satin on your saber ground bevel. Nice satin though, it's nicely done. And man, do they finish their edges, boys. I would say it's polished and pretty doggone sharp. I'm not sure I'd pay me to sharpen it. Anyway, you got a 3V blade, 4 5/8 inches long. You have a 4 7/8 handle. It's thick. It fills the hand. It's got a little palm swell. The handle material is Bacote, and then you've got toxic green liners over like double thick, triple thick black ones. Not a tapered tang knife. That works well in the hand. It is like new in baggy, no sheath. These don't come with sheaths. You got to do that yourself to your own specifications. Price of these brand new at the Fiddleback Outpost was $250. Your price on this one, $195 like it is, $220 with an ApostleP edge. That's the AA Forge XL Camper. Next up, I think we have another one from AA Forge, and this also comes in a very elaborate packaging, a poly bag. This is the AA Forge Nomad. Ooh. In 52-100 rustic flats, the maker's mark stamped into the show side if you're left-handed. How about that? 4 1/16 inches of Scandi ground bushcraft blade. A gorgeous handle. A gorgeous handle. The same kind of design language as the Camper, just a little different. That is desert ironwood with 3 brass pins and a mosaic, and then a brass lanyard tube. Triple thick white liners. I'm going to say that's a Scandi Vex grind, because it's a little convex, just like we like them. Man, again, very nice factory edge. 4 1/16 blade, 4 3/4 handle. They're out of stock at Fiddleback Outpost. When they were available, they were $275. We're going to do this at $225 like it is, $250 with an ApostleP edge, but probably doesn't need it, guys. That's the AA Forge Nomad. Next up, here is a cool knife from TM Hunt it is his custom cleaver. Comes in a sheath. Not a lot of guys carry a cleaver around on their belt, but you could, right? Here you go. Oh, 01 steel. And it's sort of a full flat ground. Notice the heat treat scale left on the flats, but it's not exactly flat. It might be slightly convex. And then it's got kind of a grinder edge, which is probably a little convex in nature itself. Yeah. 3/16 stock. Maple handle, brass pins. Yeah, that would probably work. It's almost set up as a fighting cleaver, isn't it? Anyway, 5 7/8 inches of blade length. 5 5/8 inches of handle. It's like new, no box. It's a little smudgy because it had quite a bit of preservative oil on that 01 blade. But like new, no box with these. Price of these brand new, direct from the maker online, I think $295. We're going to do this at $225 like it is $260 if you'd like me to sharpen that 5 7/8 cleaver blade. That's the TM Hunt custom cleaver. Next up, I remember when Knife Ship Free got these in. Interesting knife, Triple J Knifeworks. The model Choppa, CHOPPA. So it comes in a Kydex sheath, OD green and black, to match the OD green and black linen micarta. No, what are those? Nope, G10, I guess. It's G10. Anyway, so to break it out of the sheath, you push down and extricate, and there is your cleaver. So interesting blade steel. M2 core laminated with 1074, then satin finished and given a, I'm not sure what the bluing is, what chemical did that. It's been used a little bit. You can see evidence of some wood remnants going up that blade face. So you have 7 7/8 inches of laminated M2, 6 1/8 inches of handle, black and green G10, a convex edge, and this has actually been used, and I'll tell you what, I'm not seeing much at all in the way of edge deformation. It's a pretty nice, sort of polished convex edge. I don't know. Did I do that? I don't know. It seems like I remember this knife. Anyway, we'll call it near mint, no box. Just comes with the sheath. These were sold at Knife Ship Free. When they were available, they were $250. And check it out, just 110,000 stock. So a high-speed, low-drag Choppa. And that stock thickness stays the same all the way down the blade face until that convex edge. Interesting design. So they were $250 when they were new at Knife Ship Free. They're gone. Let's do this one at $185 like it is. $220 if you'd like it to come with an ApostleP edge. That is the Triple J Knifeworks Choppa. Next up, we've got a special one. From Chris Reeve Knives. It's just a large Sebenza 31. Black canvas micarta inlay. Here's your birth card. S45 VN drop point. Born October 26th last year. The lanyard has been untied and is in the box. Here's the knife. I do love the new inlay pattern of the 31, by the way. And you'll notice it is fairly pristine. There are a couple very tiny little scuffs in the clip right around this area. Here's your blade. Single-sided bright thumb stud. Unmolested. There's your lock engagement. It's beautiful. Nice free blade. Pretty stiff lock bar tension. Centering is Sebenza dead. Let's see. Yeah, that works. Pretty doggone nice. Very, very near mint in box. And of course, they can't make them fast enough. Your price on this one? Very near mint in box. Beautiful action centering lockup. $575 like it is. $605 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. Chris Reeve, large Sebenza 31 S45 black canvas. Next up, probably my favorite little stubby tank ever made by ZT. Here you go. It's a real beast. The knife inside is the Les George Design 0900. All titanium, stubby frame lock flipper. Gorgeous milled handle. Deep carry ambidextrous tip-up clip. It's a titanium frame lock steel insert, and the lock face insert also doubles as an over travel stop. Nice flipper design, great jimping, beautiful flipping action. S35V end blade, 2 11/16 inches in length, 3 7/8 inches a handle. Fits the hand pretty well. The pinky sort of hangs off the back of the horn. Very, very nice effort. And let's see, centering is dead. So, condition, I'm going to call near mint to like new in box. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. eBay sold listings between $222 and $350. Somebody paid $350 for one of these, really. Your price on this one, we're not going to hold you up. Let's do $200 like it is, $225 with an Apostle P edge. It's the ZT 0900. Next up, we've reached the Three Rivers manufacturing part of tonight's sale. We got two of them. First, this one. How do you say that? Holy Nerd? I guess Holy Nerd. Why not? It's a little tiny baby. Look at this little cutie. So, I got satin 3D machine G10 handle scales. I have a right hand tip up deep carry clip. I got a stainless steel liner lock mechanism. Nice skinny little blade. TRM USA 20 CV. And then that deeply engraved Three Rivers Maker's Mark. Feels like it's on phosphor bronze. Handle length is 3 5/16. Everything's squared away. Centering's down the middle. And it comes with a $45 set of wood scales with screws. Those appear to be a solid wood product rather than laminated. So all together, yeah, how about that? Condition on the Holy Nerd will be, I don't know, pretty much like new, in box, with extra scales. And good luck finding them. Your price, $225. Like it is, $245 sharpened on the Three Rivers Manufacturing Holy Nerd with 2 sets of scales. Next up, this must be a little more recent offering from Three Rivers because I've never seen this packaging before. It comes in the plastic tube with the not so easy ratcheting closure, by the way. The knife inside, it's wonderful for everyone when patents expire. The first Benchmade axis lock type knife I've seen from Three Rivers. It is the Shadow, the Three Rivers Manufacturing Shadow. This is the exclusive 2023 New York Custom Knife Show edition with Merlot micarta scales beautifully fluted, side strakes like a Testarossa. Yeah, so other than the axis lock mechanism, very cool pivot, by the way. Did you see that? Yeah. Ambidextrous tip-up deep carry pocket clip with a fill tab on the offside. O-rings around the thumb studs, and just in case you want to change it up, there's orange and blue installed. We have black and white in the baggie. Opens like an axis lock. 20 CV blade, typical gorgeous Three Rivers finishing. 3 1/8 inches of blade, 4 9/16 inches of handle. Oh, it likes all the grips. Very cool blade, very cool blade. Whoops, misfire. There we go. Rock solid lockup. I wouldn't say it's a free swinging blade, but it's just fine like it is. Centering's perfect. The back spacer is integral to 1/2 of that micarta handle. Very nice. Condition on this one, we will say, like new in box with extra O-rings. They're, of course, sold out. There are 2 sold listings on eBay right close together. One sold for $410 shipped, the other sold for $411. This one, $315, like it is, $345 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Three Rivers Manufacturing Shadow New York Custom Knife Show 2023 exclusive. Next up, this is the save me from myself moment in tonight's sale right here. It's a ProTech, and it's a TR3 MC2 Blade Show 2022 exclusive with fish scale handle, abalone inlay button, DLC black Magna Cut blade. Oh my, oh my, are you kidding me? So there's your abalone button inlay. It appears to have a milled aluminum safety, which the actuation is sublime. It's like how you want the safety to feel on your 1911. It's beautiful. There's your ProTech action. Magna Cut, DLC, swedged drop point, big old ProTech clip. 3 1/4 blade, 4 5/8 handle, black hard anodized, and fish scale milled aluminum. Rock solid lockup. And the centering's dead down the middle. I don't know if you can see it, but it is. Condition, like new in the box. These are out of stock. I think they sold at $295 web retail. I think I got that pricing reference from Blade HQ. It's probably worth more than that, but we're going to sell this one for $285 like it is. $315 with my edge. The ProTech TR3 MC2 Blade 22 exclusive. Next up, here's the buy of the sale right here, guys. From Spyderco, Golden, Colorado, USA, Earth. It is a Mannix 2 CPM 4V St. Nick's exclusive. Red G10, black hardware. This is wearing a black titanium deep carry clip. It does have a little bit of the coating removed from use, from carry, on the edges of the clip. Okay. There is your 4V blade in black DLC. There is a little streak, a little rub in the coating right there, and a little bit of wear in the coating near the tip, and a little roll at the tip. So it's been used a little, but still plenty presentable. Rock solid lockup. Free dropping blade. I see the centering off to the right just slightly. It's a Mannix, so you can fix that. Ask me how in the comments. Pretty easy. Anyway, we're going to call excellent to near mint in box. Signs of use noted. Sold listings for this knife on eBay right now running between $275 and $403 for the St. Nick's 4V. This one can be yours, a little bit used. $205. $205 like it is, $235 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Spyderco Manix 2 Red 4V DLC. Next up, got us a little under the radar knife from Spyderco. It is the Siren Salt carbon fiber. So really, really cool knife, especially if you like a good grip on a knife. It's got that lovely peel ply carbon fiber, blackened deep carry ambidextrous tip up wire clip, linerless construction, and a midlock in S90V. And they're made in Golden, Colorado, USA Earth. A very usable blade. Full flat ground, perfect distal taper, midlock mechanism. The lockup is rock solid. Must be a bushing pivot because it is super free with zero side play, right? Beautiful. Centering on this one is dead down the middle. And guys, in the hand, 3 5/8 blade, 5 1/8 inches of handle, so bunches of real estate. You can even come up here if you like. And beautifully made. That's just a sweet piece of work right there. We're going to call it like new in the box. Current Spyderco map pricing at your favorite website. You can buy a new one for $241. This one, save yourself $31. And this is shipping, priority mail included, no sales tax, person-to-person purchase. $210 all-in shipped priority mail, $240 with an Apostle P edge. The Spyderco Siren Salt carbon fiber. Next up, we got some Kershaw nostalgia coming up, boys. I think this is the first link. Okay, so USA made folder. I love that on the tag, and then back here too. So this was the now discontinued OG entry-level link. Beautifully molded FRN scales, ambidextrous tip-up pocket clip, liner lock, speed safe, 420 HC blade, beautifully stonewashed, thick liner lock, beautifully engaged, nice free blade, perfect blade centering, perfect speed safe action. No longer in production, the 1776 link. And it's pristine. Let's do $47 shipped priority mail, $47, then $72 with an Apostle P edge. The Kershaw 1776 link. Okay, time for a little bit of nostalgia. Look at that old Kershaw box, boys. Inside comes one of those old Ken Onion knives, a 1635 ST Mini Cyclone. Black hard anodized aluminum scales with some oniony stuff going on. Pocket clip, tip up, tip down, right hand only. Speed safe. Look at that. What does that say? June of 06. And I'll tell you what, guys, other than some very superficial rubs, that anodizing is pristine. The blade is pristine. And by the way, 13C26, so before 14C28N. 2 7/8 blade, best serrations in the world. 4 5/16 handle. Lockup is dead solid. Centering is perfect, and you can turn on and off the speed safe spring. That's what this little wheel is on the back. So it can be speed safe, it can be totally manual. Pretty cool piece of Kershaw history, I think. So these things vary wildly on the secondary market. I saw one that was a beat up turd, sold listing on eBay for 60 bucks. I saw a pristine one, very much like this, for $250, sold on eBay. Let's do 80 on this one like it is. 105 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Kershaw 1635 ST Mini Cyclone. Next up, I don't really need to talk about this knife. I'll just show it to you. Victorinox 2016 Alox limited edition. And it's a cadet. And it's purple. Oh. I got to go look in my own collection because I'm not sure I own a purple one. So don't nap. It is like new in the box. Blade. Fingernail tool. Old style. Split ring. And that. And that. Your price? 60 bucks, like it is. 75, Apostle P edge. Don't wait, I might just snag it. Victorinox Cadet 2016 limited edition purple. Next up, oh, we sold one of these about 2 months ago, and they're so cool. From Smooth Precision Pens. I think they were sold at USG. Anyway, very neat pen, bolt action mechanism, dark finish titanium barrel. So your pocket clip is also your bolt. Overall length 5 3/16. I love how you have the bright mill grooves in the dark finish titanium. Let's see. This uses a Pilot G2 fine point refill. They are currently out of stock. When they were available, they were 120 bucks. Web retail. This one, like new in the box. Oh, near mint. I guess there's a little tiniest of rubs on the clip. Anyway, 95 bucks shipped priority mail. The Smooth Precision USG Ti-Scribe pen. Next up, we're going to finish the sale with 3 from my own collection. This knife I love, but they're so doggone underappreciated. Somebody else needs to love this knife for a while. This is a Schrade Cutco made in the USA knife. It is the model SUSA2 in custom brown pick bone. It is the last traditional slip joint pocket knife, Schrade brand, made in the United States. I actually had a long conversation with the maker, Bill Howard, Great Eastern Cutlery, at last year's Rendezvous about this run of knives. They did them, I think, in 2006. Maybe 2007, it might have carried over. So it is a full-size 23 trapper, right? Drop point main, space secondary. And nobody liked the etch. It says 1 of 400. And this is number, what is that, 81? Yeah, number 81, engraved in the bolster. So you got a strong 8.5 pull. You have match striker nail nicks. You got 4 7/16 inches of closed length. And look at that pick bone. Man. And the great news about this, if this was a GEC 23, Northfield, it'd be a $250 knife. But it's not. It's the last U.S. made Schrade. They don't bring what GECs do. There was a little flea bite of a black spot that my previous consignor, this might have been How About the Truth's knife, I can't remember. Anyway, he polished out, so there's a little weird spot right there. But who cares? And this has my edge on both blades, by the way. I've owned it for, what, about a year? Here's the deal, guys. TheApostleP edges on both blades. 140, no need to sharpen. It's the Schrade SUSA 2 Trapper, GEC made with an TheApostleP edge. Next up, from Spyderco, another one out of my personal collection. I remember I was walking around the neighborhood where our church plant was, talking to the folks on a summer day when I was working out buying this knife. I can't remember if it was on a Facebook group. Anyway, it was when they were hot as a firecracker. It's a pair of two S35 Brown G10. So man, I bet it's been 6-7 years I've had this knife. When S35, when this knife was a thing, right? Before it became like a regular production knife. There's your blade. Got my edge on it. Free blade. Centering's perfect. There are a couple super minor scuffs right above the bug in the clip, but very near mint knife. And beautiful mechanics. Let's do 150 shipped priority mail. That is Spyderco Pair 2 BRN S35 TAP. And the last knife in tonight's sale, I'm sharing a little of the Packwood love from my personal collection. It is the Knife Center exclusive Packwood Endura with the Hap 40 blade. And of all the Packwood knives I've had, this might have the best looking scales. Mahogany plywood, basically, is what Packwood is. It is a fully lined, hafted Endura. And it's got my edge on it, of course. Lockup is rock solid. Blade centering is just about perfect. And does it flick? Not quite. It probably could. So, let's see. These are out of stock at Knife Center. Sold listings on eBay run between $213 and $365. They have crept up, haven't they? But you know what? Somebody gets to love this one for $180, shipped priority mail. That's the Spyderco Endura Hap 40 Packwood with an TheApostleP edge. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another knife sale on the TheApostleP channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. You all commence to clicking. I'm going to go continue to enjoy my vacation. Talk to you soon.